Yo, people, what you saying? Then we're back with another video. And, it's the fan cam to the Fulham versus Arsenal match that took place today at Craven Cottage. And obviously, you know, the final result was 1-1. Yeah? Very disappointing. But look, before we get into any of that, just make sure you're liking the video. Just make sure you're dropping a comment, for all of that good algorithm stuff. Make sure you're subscribing to the Village Hidden in the North because we need more Shinobi to take on these missions. And make sure you're hitting the bell so you're notified whenever I go live or whenever I drop a video. So look, going into this game, I did predict a win, but I was very wary of how tricky a game it could have been, because I didn't completely rule out the fact that we could draw or lose to Fulham because last season, in the fixture, roughly around about the same time, we did lose to Fulham. And, in the follow-up season, we've gone to the same ground, a ground that played a part in costing us the title last season. It is now looking like it could also be the ground that plays a part in costing us the title this season as well. Just on a personal note, I said a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, that, hey, look, I've lost faith in the manager, and what I need to see from him is 12 wins in a row, and I'll start believing again. We got to about 4 or 5, and then we draw this game, so the counter resets. Give me 12 wins in a row, I'll start believing again. But what I saw today, I guess the way I can kind of sum it up best is lackluster, toothless, inconsistent, and a massive, massive absence of mentality. Massive absence of mentality. Like, this is the type of game, especially considering that, Liverpool's game got postponed. You had the chance to make the gap between us and them 4 points. Be it as it may, they'll have a game in hand, but points on the board mean more than games in hand. You didn't take this opportunity. And I'll be honest, it's just so reminiscent of seasons past. Like, we get into positions where there's a bit of pressure on us and we fail to deliver. Like, yeah, I can be a bit balanced and say, okay, look, it's not as bad as it could have been. We could have lost. 6 points is better than 7 points. All of that stuff. Just because we drew today doesn't necessarily mean that we won't go on to win more games and yada yada yada. All of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, performances like this are things that will lead me more towards believing that we can't win this title. I'll be honest. Like, I've been very open about the fact that I believe that Arsenal in December. So I said up until the 1st of February where we face Man City, every game is a Champions League final. We just lost one of our finals. So it's kind of hard for me to sit here and be positive when I saw a god-awful performance. I won't lie, we was too slow, taking too many touches on the ball. We wasn't able to transition properly. Lack of creativity, lack of ideas. Players not even really taking shots. Like, it took Declan Rice to kind of like be like, okay, none of you men are taking shots. I'm just going to start taking shots. You know what I mean? Like, it was just poor. Like, don't get me wrong. There were players that, in my opinion, played a bit better than other players. Like, for example, I think Saka had a decent game. I think Timber had a decent game. I think Kyrgios wasn't too bad. Saliba had a decent game. Rice had a decent-ish game. But outside of that, I mean, Kai Havertz just... I know he got the assist, but we're really starting to see why we need like a traditional number nine, and it's difficult, right? Because I don't think that Arteta wants to play with a traditional number nine. So it's like, where do we go from here? Do you know what I mean? Like, actually, to be fair, Partey was all right. Erdegaard didn't do enough. Um, Jorginho again, just slow, looking tired. Fair play to him. He is on the way out. Like, and there was a moment where he got caught on the ball and they went on a break, and I was like, okay, and he's struggling to get back. Looks like he's running through the ocean, and I understand, like, it's just not good enough. It really is just not good enough. Um, Raya should have saved that shot from Raul him, and do you know what? Truth be told, it's actually scary at how just like, because it was against the runner play where they scored, and it was just that one ball that just cut open. I think it was Saliba. I think it was Saliba. I can't remember off the top of my head because obviously I've just watched the Chelsea game, so a lot of what happened in their game is running through my head. But I think it was Saliba. It may have been Kirill, but I do think it is Saliba. Just cut, just one pass, just cut through them. We're exposed. Nobody's quick enough to get back, and boy, like Gabriel seems to be a big miss. Like, that's, I guess this is evident to the fact that, a lot of people in the fan base say like our backup, our rotation's not good enough, because if Gabriel's playing, that goal doesn't happen. Gabriel wasn't playing, that goal happened. There wasn't someone good enough to stop that goal. And I mean, I feel like a lot of this has to go on Arteta. A lot of it does have to go on Arteta. Like, and you know what? And the board as well. Like, we poorly prepared for this season. Lack of variation in the squad. Like, we need a goal. We bring on Jesus and Martinelli. And I mean, if you need a goal, those are not the type of people you want to be bringing on, because I don't think Jesus has actually even scored in the Premier this season. It's actually pathetic. It's actually pathetic. So Price just poor. Like, it's actually just poor. Like, it's actually just annoying. And I know what's gonna happen. Like, people are gonna watch this video, and the Arsenal fans are gonna be like, "Oh, you're being reactionary. No, it's just one game. The draw's not that bad. Oh, draw's not that bad. Oh, it's only one game. Oh, it's only one game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna start talking about, oh, it's only one game. Like, oh, we got a point. A point away is good. We could have lost. It's like, man, allow it. Allow it. Allow it, man. Just like, when will we just wake up and just smell the coffee, man? When will we just wake up and smell the coffee, man? This was a game that we should have won, but we wasn't able to create anything from open play that got put in the back of the net. Like, man, and do you know what's even more frustrating? Yeah, I remember, yeah, a few weeks ago, just before Erdegaard came back. Yeah, I said something along the line, which I got cooked for. I said something along the lines of, I don't know if Erdegaard coming back creates the type of impact that we need to go forward to push on and win the league. Something along those lines. I got cooked into oblivion for it. Yeah. Because he came back, and you could see a clear upgrade in the way we was playing. But this is now 2 games on the bounce where he hasn't really done anything. In the Manchester United game, we got the W, so it's not highlighted as much. But in this game, we dropped points. And you know what? Like, I don't even really, I don't even really mind about the Chelsea result. Because look, like, yeah, they won. They're 2 points ahead of us, whatever. And I don't really mind because I know that at some point in the season, the clicking that's happening for Chelsea at the moment and the football that they're playing at the moment and how good they are at the moment, they're gonna have a blip in their season. Everybody has blips in their season. Everybody has them. Like Chelsea are not gonna go on and win all of their remaining games in it. So it's not that, especially considering one of their remaining games is at the Emirates. So it like in the grand scheme of things, it's not so important. But when you like isolate it to this game week, Chelsea did and Maresca did what we was meant to do. And that's very scary considering Arteta has been at the helm for as long as he has. Arteta's kind of put his ideas and created a culture around the club, and he's brought in players that he's deemed suitable for the way he wants to play, and they've been together for a while. We've been on 2 title charges. So it is a bit scary. And it's just naivety again. So yeah, look, I'm not gonna throw the baby out the bathwater just yet because obviously Liverpool didn't play. Yeah, so the person that I'm chasing, because I'm not chasing Chelsea, I'm chasing Liverpool. The person that I'm chasing, they they didn't gain anything this week. So and like it's their game in hand isn't 3 points yet. You haven't got the 3 points yet. So who knows? They could still go on to draw that game. They could still go on to lose that game. Who knows? So we'll just have to wait and see. But as it stands, I just hope that game there doesn't have a negative like impact on the players' mentality, which it could. And I mean, the only saving grace is that the next few games, at least in the Prem, are fairly easy. Like our next game is at home to Everton. That's a win. Well, I say that's a win. I mean, I say that's a who knows. Guess we'll find out. But look, people, I'm not happy at all. I'm actually, yeah, I'm just not happy. I'm not. I'm not super raging or anything like that. You know, my head was hot for a bit um after the game, but like, look, I'm trying to still focus on the bigger picture and the long game, and yeah, I just need to see a win in the next Premier League game. And before I head out, for any fan that's made it this far, especially Arsenal fans, this is not a game that we can blame on the refs. So I don't want to see any Arsenal fan chatting about referees. I purposefully didn't mention the referees not once up until this point because I don't think that this is on anyone other than the players that were on the pitch, the manager, and the higher ups at Arsenal. So look, people, let me know what you think in the comments below. How detrimental do you think this is to our season? Do you think it will have a big impact, or do you think it's just a minor blip in the road that we'll be able to recover? Do you think other teams around us will, you know, drop more points and we'll be looking at this game in like 2-3 months time and thinking, oh, it wasn't even really that big of a deal? Let me know, man. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you next time.